Because society has told us wealth is the driving the nice car. Wealth is wearing the nice clothes, which me, I used to spend money on. Yeah. So wealth is not what you look like. Wealth is what works when you're not working. That's how you know you are wealthy. Do you know there are women who don't accept promotions?
What?
Yes.
What?
Yes. Because of the fear of the conflict it will cause in the home front.
Okay.
Yeah. When a woman has money, it changes generations.
That's true.
It doesn't stay with us.
True. Yes.
The way women think about money, we are natural visionaries, so we think 10 steps ahead. But she's starting to think legacy.
Yes.
She's starting to think, how else do I do this? Is this sustained for my children? She's starting to think, what do I teach my children?
Yes.
So even them, they become wealth creators because we see beyond our lifetime. That's just the way God made us. So teach your children to become wealth creators so that even your wealth is multiplied and multiplied. It's generations.
Yes.
Yeah. So your hard work now should be like for thousands of years to come. Number one, that has been completely life-changing in my own journey is the company I keep. Yeah. And I like telling people all this. You have to ditch the poverty support group.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hi guys, how are you doing today? Karibuni tena to our channel. Yes, I said this is our channel, Mimi na Wewe. And today we have a very interesting conversation. And our topic of conversation today is women and money. Yes, women and money. How we've been shaped to think about it, or how we were raised to think about money. How we can change the beliefs around that, and what it really takes to build wealth like confidently as a woman. Yes, because tulisema hii mwaka sisi wote tunaomoka na kuna mtu tunaacha nyuma. Yes, and for this conversation I am joined by the one and only Waceke Nduati, who is the founder of Centonomy and someone who's all about helping people, and especially women, understand money and make better and smart decisions around their money and business. Waceke, karibu sana.
Thank you, Judy. I'm so happy to be here.
I have been waiting for this day. I have been waiting for this day and for this conversation. Because I remember we started this conversation about maybe 2 months ago.
Yes.
With Nancy.
Yes,
planning for it.
Planning, I know.
Yes.
Yeah. And thanks for the patience and thanks for having me.
And before we get into the I have my notes. Nimeandika mingi hapa. I have so many notes. But before we get into this, the conversation of the day, and for me asking you all the questions that I have planned, I thought the best way to start this conversation would be around the inspiration behind starting Centonomy.
Yeah.
Because I know Centonomy has been around now for what, 16 years? 16 years. Yeah, so I thought, hey, hii story nataka leo kusikia kutoka Waceke. What was the inspiration behind starting or founding Centonomy?
I think it was just realizing my own financial mess. So I left employment and went into my first business, which was helping people buy and sell shares on the stock exchange. And when I was doing that, you just get reality. And I think for all of you who are employed and earning a salary, this is very relevant to you. Yeah. Your salary is coming in every month. You don't have to, yes, you show up at work, you do what you have to do, but whether it's the 24th, 25th, 30th of the month, you'll just be paid your salary.
Yeah.
And it is a powerful thing to have that consistency of income, but it can also be a trap because you know it's coming next month. So you delay.
Yes.
You delay, planning another time.
Yes, because
investing another time. Friends want to go here, there, you go. And I remember when I look back, we used to be, where I used to work, we used to be paid on the 24th. We'd go somewhere, go out, like maybe it's a 23rd night, but it's Friday. We know we don't have money. But since we knew on the 24th, midnight, like this, money, bang. Yes. That was the surety. So when I started business, all that went away. Like anybody who runs a business, when you're in a new business, things don't work out as per your business plan immediately. So money doesn't come in immediately. Clients don't come in immediately. Then suddenly I was like, there's no money on the 24th of the month. What have I been doing? And Judy, remember, me where I worked, pension funds, unit trusts, shares. At some point I worked in property. So the knowledge of money, I had it.
Yes.
But translating it into my personal circumstances, I had not done. It's just living that life of someday something will happen or later I will do this. So when I started this business to help people buy and sell shares on the stock exchange, I started having conversations with people. Two types of people. First, my clients. So they'd come in and say, this is money for school fees. And I'm like, what are you doing buying shares? So I realized we have a disconnect between where we put money and what the end goal is for. So we are just doing things without thinking, but where is this road actually going and what is the path I should follow? And especially now you find so much information is being thrown at people. People are so confused as to what to actually do. But the other type of person I started talking to, I started seeking out people who have created wealth. Yeah. And I realized the way I was thinking about wealth is not what wealth is. Because society has told us wealth is the driving the nice car. Wealth is wearing the nice clothes, which me, I used to spend money on. Yeah. But now when I realize without my salary, I can't even sustain anything. Then I realize, imagine that is how poor I am. Let's face it. Yeah. So wealth is not what you look like. Wealth is what works when you're not working. That's how you know you are wealthy. And I was like, Waceke, can you survive 1 month? No. 2 months? No. 3 months. So no matter how good you look, you can't actually survive. And I think when I give talks, I like telling people, a lot of people are speeding down the highway of poverty in a luxury vehicle. Because the day that money is not there, tell me what is in the bank that will enable you even to drive that car. So I was living in this bubble. Then I started talking to people and I'm like, even you're in the same situation. So that is what led to the aha moment that I don't even want to invest money for people anymore. I want to teach them, as I teach myself, teach them about money. So my message became a message. Yeah. So my aha number, and I always talk about this because this was what started centonomy. When I was earning the salary those days, I used to easily spend 300 bob on lunch.
Every day.
Without thinking about it. You just go to the cafeteria. In fact, they deduct it from your payslip at the end of the day. Now, when I didn't have the salary, when you don't have money, you remember even the 100 bob you spent yesterday. I did the math one day. 300 times 30. That's 9,000. And remember, weekends it's even more than 300 because you've gone out and everything. 9,000 shillings. 9,000 times 12. 108,000 shillings. There's food at home. I can carry packed lunch. 108,000 shillings. But Judy, this was my aha. What can I do with 108,000 shillings? Yes, there's the practical things. I can pay off debts. My car insurance is there. But I can also go on a holiday. Because the thing I really love to do is travel. So I'm like, instead of traveling, I'm eating it every day. So that is what started centonomy, because then I understood and I started helping people understood it's not about having the big amounts of money. People want to have 1 million, then they'll take life seriously. Yeah. It's what are you doing? Your daily habits is what is costing you money. Even in the Bible, we're told if you're faithful in little, you will be faithful in much.
That's true,
So I was like, my daily habits. So I just started walking the journey with people one-on-one. I come and meet you. I help you do a financial plan. I meet somebody else. Then I realized two things. People are feeling like they are alone. It's me. Everybody has it figured out. It's only me. So I was like, why don't I put Judy, Joseph, all of you together? Then you can understand you're actually not alone. But secondly, then I can go beyond what Waceke can teach and get other people. Because you didn't only need what I know.
That's
people
true.
also needed to learn about debt. They needed to learn about property. They needed to learn about estate planning. So that's how centonomy came up. And then we created the course now known as Centonomy 101, where people actually come to class every week. After that followed centonomy entrepreneur, for those who now want to create wealth through their businesses. So that's the inspiration behind it. It was not that I had planned it. It just sometimes I think God just allows things to unfold as you're actually in the journey of it. And that is and now it's been 16 years. 16 years.
And now it's across East Africa.
Yes. We have actually trained. Yes, we're in Uganda.
Yeah.
But we've done we're actually working in 15 countries across Africa.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So
and you're doing the Lord's work. Guy, maybe one of those people. Because as we sit here, I am in this the new cohort of the Centonomy 101 program.
Great.
Yes.
Yes. you will enjoy it.
Yes,
you will enjoy it. And I think what we do is make sure that as you're doing it, you probably already see it. You're working on your finances. Exactly. There are those exercises. So you come up with your financial plan. But the aim really of Centonomy was not to produce more people who save. It was not to tell anybody don't have a good life. In fact, what we do at Centonomy is tell you, please define what wealth means for you. For example, I've given you mine. It doesn't matter how much money I have and if I can't go on holiday. So what are those things that are important to you? And you know, we are talking about women a lot, and sometimes women have a very hard time. I knew I did defining what do I want, because the way women were raised, we were taught to be so super conscious of what everybody expects of us. From when you are a little girl, when guests come in the house, when your parents come, there's a pressure you notice that was put towards the girls and may not have been directly put towards the boys, of you are responsible for taking care of everybody else. So even as you grow up and you're an adult, you have a family, you have friends, you're so conscious of others that sometimes you forget there's a me before I was a mother, there's a me before I was a sister, there's a me before I was a friend, before I was a wife, before I was in the church choir, there's a me. So we keep loading on these other responsibilities on ourselves, but we forget this person called me. So Centonomy was to tell you, that's fine. Yes, we know you have obligations there, but for you, who are you? And what do you want? So when money works for you, it's really saying, if Judy likes to go on holiday, let her go on holiday. If Judy wants to support this cause because it has meaning to her, let her do that. If she wants to develop herself professionally, let her do that. So how do we now get Judy to understand how to make her money a tool for the life that she wants? Because money in itself is not the life. Money is a tool
to give you the life.
Because if we don't get to the core of what Judy wants, then so that's, for us, it's about people creating wealth and defining what wealth means to them and not being boxed into what society has told them wealth should mean.
I like that. And speaking of how we were raised, so growing up, how are women generally taught to think about money? And what do you think are some mindset shifts we need today to feel more confident and in control of our money?
The best thing women can do for themselves is understand. We try and fix the pattern. So a lot of women will come and tell me, I'm overspending, or I never want to ask for an increase, or I never want to bring up the subject of money with my husband. Or when I'm told no, I kind of shrink. That is coming from somewhere. So the first thing you investigate is, what were my experiences growing up with money? What did I see? And our first experience probably is our parents. What role did I see my mother playing? What role did I see my father playing? What happened when the rich auntie came? What happened when the not so rich auntie came? Or the rich uncle came? So what were the messages you got and the experiences you had very early on with money? So if you think about it, Judy, what were we generally, especially that time, the woman does not earn more. So even today, women who are breadwinners struggle a lot with it.
That's true.
And men, sometimes a lot of times even the men in their relationships struggle with it. Nobody's really trying to be a bad person, but our conditioning was not that. But some people, it's the opposite. They actually saw their mother being there, so they're very comfortable. They're very comfortable in it. The messages we were given, money does not grow on trees. I mean,
was all of us.
It's all of us.
That one was all of us.
It's all of us. And as I was saying before, take care of other people first. Don't annoy people. So, or the investments, somebody else will take care of it. Your role is to be taken care of. As long as you're taking care of the house, your role is actually to be taken care of. So everyone should go back and investigate what were those very, very, very early messages about about money. Yeah. And for me, I had to really, as much as that's what I'm saying, as much as I had the knowledge, I had to really, and it takes a while to just say, actually, I want to create wealth in my own right. And I realized for women to get to that, I want to create wealth in my own life. They are battling so many inner beliefs about that and feeling guilty about having money. Women feel guilty. I have worked with a woman who she would park her nice car somewhere and then take a matatu simply because she didn't want, when she got to home, and she lived with her relatives and everything, for them to see that she has a nice car. Because the guilt, how can I have and you don't, like me? Why should it be me who actually has? And almost feeling like we are not good enough. And even when good things come our way and the ability to create wealth comes your way, you feel like you don't deserve it because of your conditioning. So I think women have to come to themselves, because those experiences create thoughts. They create a belief system, which is either going to, whatever you call it, is either going to shift in two directions: scarcity or abundance.
That's true.
It's two, whatever you call it. I'm not good enough, or I'm good enough. I have fear, I have guilt, I have shame. I shouldn't be earning more. If I earn more, it means something is wrong. Do you know there are women who don't accept promotions?
What?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
Oh my God.
There are women who don't accept promotions because of the fear of the conflict it will cause in the home front. In the home front. And I'm not saying those are things to take lightly, but it's just accepting that first, I think a woman has to give herself permission and then say, because I have given myself permission, what else needs to happen? What conversations do I need to have so that I can fulfill my potential, including create wealth. We were told go forth and multiply. It didn't leave out women. It was everybody go forth and multiply. So we have to just say, okay, this is where I'm at. But because I have decided for myself that this is the route I want to take. And another thing that women can do to change that is just picture, as I keep saying, what would you be able to do if you created wealth for yourself? What kind of life would you be able to have? What kind of life would your kids be able to have? For women, money is so critical for women, because when a woman has money, it changes generations.
That's true.
It doesn't stay with us.
True.
The way women think about money, we are natural visionaries, so we think 10 steps ahead. So a woman creating wealth today, fine, she'll enjoy her life, but she's starting to think legacy. She's starting to think, how else do I do this? Is this sustained for my children? She's starting to think, what do I teach my children? So even them, they become wealth creators, because we see beyond our lifetime. That's just the way God made us. We see people who give birth tend to be able to see life like that. So
I like that. I like that you mentioned the guilt that we feel.
The guilt,
And a lot of us, when it comes, and especially when it comes to how we are spending our money, or how we are earning that money. So I'm just curious, because you might have touched on it a bit more. How can we start to let go of that feeling of guilt?
Yes.
I've made money, it's mine, but spending it, or even, is a problem. Guy. Yes. Like you put it when you mentioned the lady who's someone who's does not accept promotion because they know what's going to happen at home if that happens.
You know what I said about this road, it's two things that are going to drive you, a mentality of scarcity and a mentality of abundance. And what you're talking about comes from a scarcity mentality, but to go deeper, it's fear. There's fear behind the scenes. And I think you need to ask yourself, what am I afraid of? What am I afraid of? Because that is fear. So if I spend money, what does it mean? So it's the meaning that you have given money. Money is just, it's there. It's there. It's what have you what meaning have you actually attached? So there's some self-work to do. And with any fear, you can't wait for it to go away. People are waiting for fear to go away to do things. Yeah. But fear doesn't go away unless you actually face it and do it anyway.
That's true.
So if you're feeling guilty about spending money, yeah, and there's the opposite where I don't have money but I'm spending it anyway. But it still comes from fear, yeah?
Yes.
So if you're feeling guilty about that you have money but you don't want to spend it, so I would say, first of all, address what are you actually afraid of, yeah? And sometimes it's other people's opinion, but don't leave it at other people's opinion. Whose opinion are you actually afraid of? Then actually test your assumptions. Is it them or is it sitting in my head because of past? Because sometimes we're blaming the people who are right in front of us, but really who we are talking to is someone from our past, maybe our parents, whatever. That is who we are scared of, but we keep filtering every experience from the eyes of our past. So go back there and say, actually, who am I afraid of? Then test it. Spend a little. So don't go crazy today. And say, today I spent a little. How did I feel? What am I telling myself about spending? Because you can't keep condemning yourself. Oh, I spent, this, etc. Okay? So go. Like I told that lady, go and drive that car to your in front of your house and actually park it. And she actually did. She stopped that habit. And yes, there was curiosity. Yes, there was questions. But it didn't last more than, 2-3 weeks. Yes, there were people who tried to now make demands on her because they're like, oh, now you have money. Yes. And another thing women need to learn is boundaries. We are such victims of black tax because of lack of the same way you have boundaries with people. Boundaries.
Thank you.
You are allowed to say no. Yeah, and that's another thing women don't do easily. Saying no because we're told no, please everybody. With money, you have to have boundaries. And even when you talk about things like budgets or spending plans, at the end of the day, it's really about boundaries.
That's true.
It's just putting boundaries. So if you've decided to give, be clear. I'm giving 10K a month, nothing more than that.
Yeah.
And even if I give 10K, but me, I'm able to afford for myself a new phone, then that is still okay. Don't feel guilty that you have worked and are able to do things for yourself. And don't let other people make you feel guilty for doing things for themselves. Everybody was given ability. Everybody has something in their hand. You are not their savior. So let us stop trying to play Jesus Christ. We are not everybody's savior.
Waceke, if you're talking to me, please don't just talk to me directly because
you are not.
I am so guilty of so many of those things that you're mentioning.
Of trying to save other people. No.
Yeah.
You can help for a season, but your helping should be about getting someone to go somewhere. It can't be about creating a culture of dependency. Let me empower you, but empowerment has, okay, for 6 months, I'm helping you do this because we're helping you with college fees, etc. But college is not forever. Yeah. After that, if we keep the cycle going on, we are creating a culture of dependence.
That's true.
And even when we're raising our kids now, we're starting to create the culture of dependence because you want to do everything for them. So even when you're giving people, am I really empowering you, or am I creating dependence, which then becomes baggage for me? Now I've taken on another responsibility. I've taken on a child that is not mine.
That I'm not able to sustain.
And it's costing me my goals. It is costing me my goals. Yeah.
Hey. Leo tuko class. Leo tunasoma maneno. So you also mentioned something in regards to legacy.
Yeah.
And why do you think planning for the future matters so much for women especially?
Yeah.
And what simple steps can we take to build and protect wealth? And not just for ourselves, but for our families as well.
All right.
Yeah.
First of all, women will outlive men. That is just those are statistics. So even if you have a spouse or a partner in your life, you will outlive them.
That's very interesting, actually. Just to cut you short, you were at some place the other day, and we were talking about insurance and whatnot. And I did not know that as a woman, because they say your what do they say? They say your men take risks.
Yeah.
And so in terms of the premiums that you pay as a woman compared to your partner, chini kidogo compared to what the the man pays.
Or what type of, this is what, life insurance?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And I was like, what? Yeah. Julie,
Because they don't
Panasama.
expect you to go and risk your life.
Because they were saying it's very hard. You have so many things. Like women, we are very careful.
Yes,
and we tend to live longer.
Yeah,
than
we tend
men.
to live longer.
Yeah, but men every day anaweza amua leo aende skill akarisk maisha yake huko. So that was very interesting. Anyway, continue,
yeah, so
sorry.
we first of all, you will even just simply that you will outlive the partner who's in your life. So first of all, then what do you know about the finances? Because this is unfortunately also a lot of situations women have found themselves in. And I can talk openly. I've done 16 years of this. People have come with all circumstances.
Yes.
I can no longer have my head in the sand. So sorry, Judy, if I'm just going to be a bit direct.
No, please be
because
as
I have
direct
seen
as
people
possible.
cry in front of me.
Yes.
They did not, the partner dies and they did not have any idea what is where, which debt, which thing. So bought into, I'm investing for us. But you have no knowledge of what us means. Now, because of what I have seen, us means legally my name is there. Yeah? So if there's an us, or you're saying this property is ours, it means both names are presented there. And you should have the information so that you know what is us. Yeah. If not, then you also have to make your own plan. So I think in any relationship, and I know I'm digressing all over the place, what is mine must be very clear. What is yours must be very clear. What is ours must be very clear. So you have to have the knowledge, and if you know, you have to, it's not your partner you can rely on, and please don't hide. Sometimes you look at your partner and you're like, this one this one cannot be my financial plan. Yes. Have you, and even though he seems he could be a financial plan, have your own financial plan. Even you go and make money for yourself. So take complete responsibility of your financial security, which is ensuring what is supposed to be yours, you know where it is, but also what are you doing for yourself?
True.
What are you doing for yourself in that journey? Because this is the thing, as you live longer, one day you will not be able to work 8 to 5. That's just the one thing to remember.
It's the reality of life,
we always like asking people, today your business, something happens to your business, something happens to your job today. What do you do? How long can you survive? That is how wealthy you are. I remember I told you my story. I was like, I can't even survive for 1 month. And many people I know listening to them, if I ask you, how long can you survive without that salary or that business income? The answer won't be, very few people will reach 3 months. So now later, you're not going to be working 8 to 5. Maybe you'll have retired or you'll have slowed down. What is going to sustain you? You're still going to have to live somewhere. You're still going to have to, needs like health will actually be there. So what is actually going to sustain you? When you're that. Another thing is, in this day and age, a lot of women at some point will find themselves single. Separation and divorce are on the rise.
Things happen in life.
Things are happening.
Beyond our control.
Things are happening in life. Sometimes women, they are now the breadwinners of the family. So truly taking care of the family has actually fallen onto them. So we can't be in a place where we're just not thinking about it. So that is what should drive women to, that's what drives women to say, I have to be able to actually sort it out. And then apart from that, you want to do things with your own life. You want to do things with your own life.
Like I can do things without having to always ask for permission.
Exactly. You want to take yourself somewhere, you don't always want to have to
I want to go for a spa session. Lazima kila time na.
You want to go on a girl's trip to Lamu. You don't want to have to always. So it's freedom.
That's true.
Freedom to experience life. Because the thing is, not everything you will want to do, somebody else will also agree that it is important to do. So I think you have to give yourself that freedom, so that even in a relationship, there should always be what's yours. So that you can have the freedom to also do that without also becoming a burden on others. And I think sometimes women, we just also just get comfortable. We're just like, it's working, I don't have to stretch myself. And I'll tell people, you just never know what's going to happen. So stretch yourself while you still while you still can.
Yeah.
But you're asking us what makes us also think about legacies. A lot of times it's also because of our children. Yeah. A lot of times we want to give our children better than we have.
True.
Yeah. We have hopes and dreams for our children, so we plan ahead for children. Women never stop thinking about their children.
Yes.
Even if your child is 25 years old, you never.
My mother is a perfect example.
Yeah. You never quite stop thinking about them. But I think, Judy, apart from that, legacy for many women has become purpose. What is my purpose? We all have come to understand my purpose is not just day to day and living day to day and making it day to day. Everybody has a purpose. And I think especially when I talk to women, everybody's like, I want money so that I can fulfill my purpose. Yeah. Whatever that purpose is defined as. Yeah. One of the, I think I have many purposes, key purposes, but one of them is really to teach, to empower people to create wealth. So I still need money for this journey of centonomy to be able to do that on a bigger and bigger scale. So I think women are also driven by a sense of purpose. When I leave this world, what will have happened because Judy was here? And they want the freedom. And that purpose is between you and God. You see, nobody can understand it. Or you can't wait for somebody to agree that should be your purpose, because that purpose is between you and God. So if God has told you set up a school, you've got to set up the school. Otherwise, it will disturb you. And if you don't follow that sense of purpose, you will never be fulfilled, no matter how much money is in front of you.
That's true.
Yeah. So I think women are going towards, I want to be purposeful. There's something I'm supposed to do. I want to do it. And I need money as an enabler to pursue that.
Good. And speaking of our children, I am a mom to a beautiful 15-year-old girl who's in high school now.
Oh, you don't look old enough to have a 15-year-old.
Oh my God. But yes. A whole 15-year-old now in Form 2 now in high school. What are some smart money habits moms should pass on to their daughters especially? And when do you think is the right time to start having those conversations?
She's 15, start now.
Yes.
Yeah, but I think for anyone else watching, as early as possible when they can start understanding the concept of money at whatever level. Yeah. And it's, first of all, it's making them understand what is a need, what is a want. Yeah. Don't be afraid. So just get her to, when she's asking for things, and I don't know if you give her an allowance. Do you give an allowance of some sort? Or pocket
really
money or anything?
An allowance, but they're like a chorist. Like we started actually when she was very much younger, maybe around 6. And she would be able to do simple chores in the house. Like we are done having breakfast, go clean the utensils, because then there are like 3 cups and 2 plates and something. And she would climb on this small car nini for her to reach the sink. And she would clean, and then we would agree, okay, in your piggy bank, now today I'm giving you 50 shillings.
Yes. Actually, that's even how I also did this. You sort of get an allowance, but it's based on, it's really your chores. And at the end of the week, if all chores are done relatively, And I would say, you see, what we are all trying to teach our children is actually what we know now, but at their level. What we don't want happening to our children, which happened to us, is one day you're in a job and then a salary has come and then you have no idea because you have never been involved in thinking about money. So what we are trying to do with our children is nurture a relationship with money. Okay, and the right relationship with money. So first of all, please go aware of what you don't want to pass on to your children from yourself. Because whether you've been talking to them or not, I guarantee you, they have picked up
a few things.
See, where did you learn about money? By observing other people. Since nobody actually came to talk to you about it. It was like observing.
I cannot even imagine at when we were young growing up, even having a conversation with my dad or my mom around money. That was a taboo conversation.
But you picked up something from them.
That's true.
You picked up something, whether they said it or not. In fact, sometimes what we don't say is the strongest language we use.
True. Yeah, they say actually children learn through observation. Not through what you're telling them. They observe things and that's what they pick.
So when they're with you and they see you spending money, they are picking it up. Or where ask mom for this, she buys. Ask mom for this, she buys. Buy. And we at the supermarket, we're supposed to be getting tomatoes and bread, but she's distracted and she walked out with a pair of shoes. So you're giving them a sense of money already. So first of all, be self-aware. What don't you want to also pass on to your children? You know that what I was saying? That message of money doesn't grow on trees, money doesn't grow on trees. Maybe you don't want to pass on that scarcity mentality.
Yeah.
And I once had a friend who's a farmer and he's like, that is so untrue. Money does grow on trees for me because he's a farmer.
Yes.
So money does grow on trees. So pass on the right messages about money and also be aware when I'm with them, what are they also observing? They're seeing you being careless with money. They're seeing you leaving 100 bobs in the house or 50 bobs in the house or 20 bobs lying around. They're going to get a disrespect for money instantly. Because they're like, 20 bob doesn't matter. Mom always leaves it in the house. 50 bob, she just leaves it lying around. The change is brought there. She even forgets it was there. It is, or I've even nicked the 50 bob and she never even noticed, because then they'll be like small amounts of money don't matter.
But we really don't think
We don't think about that.
Like that.
We don't think about that.
I am so guilty
of that. Yeah, people leave small amounts
There's
of
like
money.
a small container.
Yeah.
Soap dish yenye ilisha. But there's always, like,
it's like you've thrown it away. You're teaching them the small amounts of money don't matter. And don't worry, I've made the same mistake. And I realized my son told me something once and I'm like, what? 50 bob is not a lot of money. What? So I realized, even because he has probably seen, sometimes I've sent the house for bread, the change is there.
Yes.
I don't really fuss about it. Yeah, maybe it even disappears and I don't even notice it. But it's sending. So the things you're doing, even you that you're not conscious of, you are passing a message to them about money. Then get them at their level to start understanding what it costs to. We did this, we have a teenagers class.
Yeah.
We got these teenagers to understand what they cost their parents. Food, we just got them to calculate. How much do you eat? Whatever. You're a teenager.
What?
Like me, it's a boy. You want to eat a full loaf of bread in 2 days. Higher. What do you actually, what they cost their parents. Yeah. And it was an eye-opener for many of them. And you see, it's a different way of thinking, because, and even me, to start opening up to my son, I really had to do some self-work because we were not taught to be open about money. Yeah, nobody came to have that we spend this on that we spend this on electricity, that we spend. So be honest with them to the level that you can. This is what electricity is. This is what rent is. Especially what makes you be able to live at home. Yeah, this is what it takes. So don't go to the supermarket and just ask. Yeah, this is what it takes. And to be able to do this, I have to plan money in advance. So walk them, even you, through how you are managing money, which forces you to kind of start managing it properly. So they start getting a sense, okay, so it doesn't just come easily. And I would also say, if you're able to bring your children into what allows you to make money. So your daughter should come and see you, Judy, doing this. So they understand when mom goes, she's doing this so that the lights are on
in the house.
They're on in the house. So even me, what I did with my son is I have brought him to the centonomy events. So he can see, this is what I do. This is what I do. I've made him sit there and do receipts for books. So this is what I do. And if you notice, the Asian community do that very well, where they bring in their kids early. They're in the shop. They are part of the business. So very early on, they are equating effort to money, rather than it's just there where money comes without effort. So that is what we want to demystify for these kids. Yeah, especially in these days of instant. Everything is instant on their phones. They have instant information. You see, they can kind of start getting a sense that things just come easily and instantly. So you want to, so it's just develop a relationship with them. Take them with you when you're going to the insurance company. Let them hear. Let them ask questions. Just get them involved. That is what I'll say. Get them involved and start teaching them needs, wants.
As possible.
And start getting them, like what I did with my son that has worked very well, aware of also starting to take some responsibility. And I was telling somebody yesterday that when he can, he always, when we're going to the shops, etc., he always carries a bit of money, because now he does chores, he has an allowance. Sometimes he does extra things, extra well in schools, he gets a bit more, and he'll pay for parking. Because I'm teaching him, even you, contribute something. And I learned that from my mom, because when my sister and I started working, anything, a small internship you have, you're the one going to buy milk and paying for it. So get them to also, from this money they're earning, don't just earn it and keep it all for yourself. How are you contributing to anything? Whatever, buy the packet of, even if it's one packet of milk, you know you need 5 packets of milk, but let them go buy one. And the whole thing of spending their own money to actually buy it. They've got to understand even money is also there. It needs to be spent on obligations. Also get them to spend something when they've earned money, to spend something on themselves as well, and save. So if they have 100 bob, we'll make you spend 10 bob or 20 bob on something. Go spend something for yourself, so they also don't feel it's bad to spend on myself. And then the concept of saving, let them start early.
I like that. So we do, like, when we go to the supermarket, and she now knows if she's planning to do, she needs to buy anything, it's gonna come from her money. So if you need to buy yourself whatever it is, it will come from
your money.
Yes.
That's good.
But I like your packing. Next time I'm trying that one.
So they also feel, and what I noticed with my son, he now feels almost relevant. Like I'm contributing. It gives them a sense of pride. Is all mom is doing all this, and I'm a single mom. Mom is doing all this, but at least even me, I'm contributing. And then these days he's like, oh mom, do I give you money? Then I'm like, today I don't have my mom, do I give you money today for bread? Now he's now asking those questions like, what do I also do?
And they feel so proud of themselves when they do that.
They are so proud of themselves when they do that.
I can imagine.
And when he was younger, I remember he thought, you see, he had not understood the value of money. So he has all of 400 bob. Yes. He has worked very hard for. He went to he wants to buy Legos. I was like, it's okay. Let's go see.
With his 400 shillings.
Let me tell you, it was so hard. He was so heartbroken. The cheapest Lego was 2G, like a smaller. And your instinct is to let me save you from that reality and let me just buy for you. Imagine I didn't. I was like, this is such an important lesson that he must understand. My 400 bob doesn't get me Legos. It's a very important thing to do. He ended up buying some toy for like 200 bob, but the Legos he wanted, that in his head he's like, what? How much more do I have to work?
And then also it gives them a goal to work towards.
Yes.
Oh, I like that. Those are very nice and practical lessons there for these conversations with our children around money. Because I think I do bring my daughter to work. Actually, she's part of, we shoot a lot with her. We have so many mommy-daughter conversations. And she gets paid for every video that we shoot together.
Oh, good.
Yes. So she knows.
Then she knows.
Yes, so she knows I have to do this. I have to put in a bit of work for me to get a bit more, some money. Like pesa ikujangi tu. Like,
that's very important. And it's important because we're talking about legacy. So even there's probably some women already who are there, or others are still going to get there, where you have saved, you have invested, you have created wealth that you intend to leave your children.
Yes.
Now, this is the sad thing that is happening. When that wealth is left to the children, they take it for granted.
Because you never
taught them the value and what it took. So they take that property, they sell it, and then they go buy a Range Rover. The wealth is gone. So your lifetime of work, you can leave it, and then in 1 month, your children it's gone. It is happening so much. So we really have to, even before you hand over the wealth to your children, please investigate. Will they take care of it? Otherwise, they are topic for another day, but there are structures you can leave it in where they kind of get something, but the wealth is protected. So teach your children to become wealth creators so that even your wealth is multiplied and multiplied. It's generations. So your hard work now should be like for thousands of years to come.
I like that. Very good lessons. Imposter syndrome. When it comes to our money, like us feeling like you're not qualified enough to make big money moves as women. So how can we start recognizing that and not letting it hold us back? Because
Judy, you have like 5 hours.
That could be a whole topic
like
by
a whole
itself.
class. But they can't tell me to come back for just let's deal with the imposter syndrome.
Okay.
We all have it. I would be lying. By the way, I hope anyone listening to me, I was like, Waceke is not here because she's perfect in any way. I think I've just decided to become aware of my issues with money. And, if I'll stumble along the way, but hopefully we'll get there. But that imposter syndrome, I'm not good enough. I shouldn't be doing it. I shouldn't be earning it. Knowing that level of investment is not for me. Yeah, it's especially with women because also the conditioning didn't give you also. I feel like men sometimes have a natural entitlement to think big because that is what that was what was displayed. So we are the generation that I think our daughters are it's going to be different for them.
That's true,
because now they have role models of women
who are doing
who
it
are
big.
us who are now doing it big. But us who are standing in the gap for them, we are still
It's a struggle, I tell you. Boy, it is a struggle for sure. Yes.
we are still standing in the gap for them, but we are struggling. Yeah. So what practically have I seen work? And by the way, it is an intentional effort, not an emotional effort. This is not going to be about how you feel. The feelings will catch up to what you do. It is going to be about intentionally doing certain things as you wait for the emotion to catch up. Because even me, the things I'm doing now, if I was still waiting for emotions to catch up, they would be. So first, lesson number 1, stop waiting for your emotions to catch up. Yeah? This is where now we just get a bit mental rather than emotional.
Yes.
Number 1, that has been completely life-changing in my own journey is the company I keep. Yeah. And I like telling people all this. You have to ditch the poverty support group.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, we can't do it. Oh, the economy. Oh, we don't, in our chama, we only want to contribute 10,000 shillings each so that everybody can feel fair and equal. That is a poverty support chama, okay? Because if we move higher, other people won't agree. So let's just stay at the minimum amount. Poverty support, okay? My boss, my job, this country is going where? Yeah. Okay? You got to understand, like, I don't think it's just wealth. It's anything in your life. And it's intention. That means I'm not saying I have it right. What you want, how you think, how you speak, how you act have to be in alignment.
That's true.
Yeah? You can't actually even we're talking about the power of words. You can't be saying one thing, I'm broke, and then say, but I don't understand why I don't have money. But you've been saying it, yeah? And talking about how broke you are is not going to help you get anywhere. So I just want to ask women, what is the company you keep? And it doesn't have to be your immediate social circle. Maybe your social circle, they're your friends, you love them. But they are not the ones who are going to pull. So a good friend of mine gave me this analogy the other day. He used to be a sprinter at some point in his life. And he told me that whenever he used to run with people who are either slower than him. That's why if they're slower than him, he relaxes.
Exactly,
yeah.
yes.
If they're kind of the same, he just stays where you are.
Yes.
But when he would run with people who are he knows they are way faster than him and he'll never catch up, his speed would naturally increase. So they were pulling him. Who is pulling you?
Yeah.
Who is pulling you? And I started this journey by just seeking out conversations with people who have created wealth. So don't overthink it. It doesn't have to be a mentor who meets you every week. Who are you talking to so that you expose yourself to a different way of thinking? It is so important. From what are you watching on social media? Yeah. Are you watching? There's so much positive stuff like this conversation to watch on social media, but there's so much negative stuff as well.
A lot.
The internet, what the internet has done for us is you choose. It's all there.
That's true.
You choose for yourself. Yeah. So that, and then what are you reading? I think you just have to understand it's mental. It's a mindset shift first.
Yes.
Yeah. So imposter syndrome it exists because we also continue putting ourselves in the environment and the conversations that foster imposter syndromes. Yeah. Then secondly, learn. Learn. Like, take this as the degree you did when you're in university, where you're like, I just have to pass it. Yeah. And understand one thing, ladies, you are the CEO CEO of your money, of your life and your money.
Yes.
What money is waiting for is a job description from you. Just like if you hire somebody in your organization, if you don't give them a job description, they don't know what to do. Even money, just assume money is coming. Assume God wants to bless you. But it doesn't have a description. It's coming and then it's being told. In fact, the way you're talking to money, you're like, oh, you're not good enough. You're having such a toxic relationship with money. Money walks out through the door, yeah? So learn. Come to Centonomy and learn. Go to websites and learn. Read books and learn from people. And then always ask yourself, because we get so frozen analysis paralysis. Yeah, we like trying to dot all the I's, cross all the T's, even the ones that don't exist today, but you're like, in 5 years, they may be, next year there's election. You know that we've got all these things going on in our heads. What's your next best move today? Yeah, for some people, it will be just, imagine I just need to open that savings account. For others are like, I've been doing savings, but I've been hearing this thing of treasury bills and treasury bonds. Let me go there. I've been hearing money market. Others would be like, actually, I'm in a chama where I know we could do better. So let me take leadership and steer these guys in the right direction. Where do you get help? So I just want to, that way you're starting to get involved with your own money. Yeah. What's your next best step? Take that step. Then have a plan. What has worked for me is always have a plan beyond your current level of earnings. So today you earn 100,000 shillings, you earn 50,000 shillings, whatever it is. Target in 3 years, I will be earning 300,000 shillings. So you know what you start doing? What do I do to be able to earn 300,000 shillings? Because you've purposed in 2 years I'm earning 300,000 shillings. So never have a plan that sits at your current level. So that's today. Yeah, I can budget this, I spend this, I can save and I can invest this. But if you're saving 20 cents, you're like, actually, but in 3 years, I need to be saving 100,000 shillings. Then what do you actually have to do
now to make sure
that happens? Yeah. But I just want to emphasize the biggest shift, even what I'm experiencing right now, is having people who think bigger than me, who are telling me, why are you thinking so small? Yet me, I thought that was the biggest I could do. They're like, why are you so small? Why are you thinking small? Then I'm like, you mean I can go there? So allow yourself to go to places that you thought you couldn't. And when you achieve the first one, you know you just need the first win. It starts now removing that fear.
That's true.
Then I can do the second one, next second one. So don't worry about all the 3,000 goals you have. Just one.
The one move.
If today it's debt, and I know a lot of people are struggling with debt. It's saying, this money, I'm going to put it every month towards paying off my debt. When that is done, then you'll be like, I did that. Please stop comparing your journey with other people. I almost forgot to say that one.
So guilty
we are so guilty.
Especially women.
We are so
guilty of that.
Now, this is my situation. This is what I can do. But I go somewhere and I don't know their situation. It's just what I perceive, what I see. And you're like, they're doing so much better than me, etc. Then you start feeling inadequate and whatever. It is your journey. Whatever situation you're in, both positive and challenging, is your school fees. That is your lesson to learn. Now you take that and then move on, and then move on, and then move on. And technically avoid the people who are going to be toxic in this, who go out of their way to make you feel inadequate. So protect yourself that way.
Protect your peace.
By
surrounding you with, the right people.
The right people.
I like that. I like that. And this is actually now my final question. Before we talk about something that I want you to tell us about. So women of today are juggling caregiving.
Yes.
And when you talk about caregiving, it could be for your kids or for your parents or for your partner. And we are trying to do all these things while still trying to build some wealth. So how do you think this affects our financial journey? And what kind of support do you think can make like a real difference?
Let me first start with how we are doing it. Women are spending 4 to 5 hours almost per day on caregiving of some sort, more than men, definitely. it has been assumed that that is the role women should take. From we saw it. It has just society expects it, etc. And without questioning, we just take it on.
Yeah.
But I like the question you're asking because we never stop. We just assume it's expected of us and we should do it, but we never stop to say, actually, this is coming at a cost. Yeah. And what is the cost? Number one, energy. No matter how much I want, I will only have some amount of energy.
That's true.
And as you grow older, your energy it's not that it becomes less, but it becomes less and less for certain things. Yeah. And to create wealth, to advance in your career, what do you still also need? Energy and time.
That's
the
true.
Same time that is being taken up by caregiving. I was once in a board meeting. I was the only woman, and I get a message from my house help at that time, gas imeisha. Do you know as a woman where your head goes? So for 30 minutes until you've you've switched off because you have to. Because you're like the ripple effect of gas not being at home is just no other man there is getting a text.
Never.
No.
Yeah.
No. Okay. So I think women just have to, and when I talk to women about this, I'm like, they have to take a bit to, most of us have never accepted it came at a cost. It came at a cost, yeah? Now, because it has come at a cost, yeah, what do you actually do about it? I know there's a national care policy being discussed, which we'll see what comes out of that. But I want for today, we talk at an individual, practical level, yeah? Because today we can't wait for the whole policy shift and culture shift and all that, yeah? If you have people at home, have this discussion. We actually never, because of doing women and money, what I also do is go and talk to men a lot. Because I always find, even as I'm talking to women, it is so enlightening hearing men's perspective. And I would say even men in love, just actually talk to them. Hardly anybody is doing anything out of just mother for you. Everybody is just trying to figure things out. Yeah? And when I explained this to them, they're like, actually, I've never understood it that way. So this is do the calculation. Take your income per month and make it into a monthly, like an hourly amount. Okay? So you could, if you earn about 100K, so that is 40 hours a week, that's 160 hours, whatever. So you'll come up with something like, I don't know, is it 600 bob or something like that per hour. So take whatever, so go and calculate your hourly rate. When you're being economically productive, what is your hourly rate? Now take that unpaid care work and apply, because you're saying, my efforts already generate, whether it's 1,000 bob an hour or whatever. Let's say it's 1,000 bob an hour. 4 hours a day. 4,000 bob. I could be making 4,000 bob, but I'm there, gas, supervising.
I don't know what,
4,000 bob is like 20,000 bob a week in a working week. That's 80K a month. That is the value of your unpaid care. So give it a value. Give it a value and let it be discussed. I'm not saying men also don't do some work, so everybody, but it's just saying there's an inequity in it. How do we reconcile this inequity? But you really have to get to a point where you value yourself so much that you're like, what do I do about this? And let it be a conversation. Secondly, when you question, what are some of the things I am doing that I am just, let's say, and sometimes women will get to a point, okay, but this, even just the way I am, I have decided I am the one to take care of it. And that is okay. As long as you've understood the value, but you've said, actually, for me, making sure there's food, it's cooked, is me. That is fine. This is what in running my business, these are some of the decisions I had to make, yeah? So bread needs to be in the house. And I have decided as Waceke, in my house, that is something, making sure the food is sorted out. I have decided I'll do that. Does bread needs to be in the house is separate from Waceke needs to go get the bread. Focus on what needs to be the outcome rather than you doing. So now I cut down the time from 1 hour to 5 minutes because the 1 hour would have been running to the shops, etc.
Yes, to buy the
bread. So what I did is along the way, train domestic help to be able to do shopping.
Yes.
So women don't feel ashamed. Put these structures. So me, I was like, I have small kids. I'm running a business. etc. Now I spend 4 hours on Saturday running around with a trolley in the super. I was like, never.
That is not
and I also need recharge time.
Yes,
I was like,
true.
It is not going to happen. Yeah, I may go shopping for the things I like to shop for. Yeah, but the basics of the house, no. So I think just now start introducing those structures in your life. Yeah. Now there's technology that can help you and things like that. So that at a practical level, women, give yourself permission. And then there's some things you just say, this is just not going to be done anymore. I'm not the one going to do it. No one is going to do it.
Yes.
This one I'm dropping. This one I've been wasting my time. Nobody even appreciates it, but I've just been forcing myself to do it.
You say that, and one of the conversations we're having in the house now is around getting like a chef.
Yeah.
To come in and cook.
Yes.
Like to come in twice a week and cook.
Yes.
And let me tell you, Waceke.
The guilt.
Yeah.
The guilt.
The guilt. Like, I'm like, you know, my husband mentioned it. And he's like, and he's not even saying, no, it's my responsibility to. No, he says, I actually have someone.
Yeah.
And the money is there. Like, but the guilt that comes with it. So the other day he sat me down and he was asking, why is it so hard for you? Like, shida iko wapi?
Yeah.
Like, kwa nini? Like, why is it so hard for you to accept that we need?
You need.
Yes.
The chef, yeah.
And then, you know, it takes so much off your plate.
Yeah.
Like, imagine coming home and you don't have to worry about
food.
What people are eating in the house, because it's already there and it's good food. His point was that it's good food.
Yeah.
So I do understand exactly what you're talking about. the guilt that comes with it.
The guilt when you start doing that. Even me, as much as I'm saying it, I was like, but the guilt is to go with my mom shopping, even in the market, nego over mangoes or the price of mango. Now I'm delegating all this to somebody else. It comes because we were conditioned to take it. You know, run it. Women, it's your responsibility.
And if you don't do it, then you're sort of like not woman enough.
Yes. Yeah, you've said it. You're not woman enough. Then you go compare yourself with your friend who seems to be
goes to the market,
everything, perfect plate, lunch, dinner, everything.
And you're like, hey, I am failing. Like, I am really not good enough. Yeah, but that's not the reality.
It's not the reality. And I like the word you use, I am failing. I think we have to develop our own measure of what success looks like. Let's stop defining what success looks like with what the formula everybody...
and what the society has
And yes, there are some people who will judge you for it. By the way, you come across who like, why aren't you... etc. But you've got like, this doesn't work for me. This doesn't work for me, yeah? And even leave that fact that you could be economically productive. I have found spending time with my son, I mean, that's not quality time. So even that time I'd be running around, but I actually spent quality time with him. Yeah,
it's true.
Because I don't think it's all about, all those hours should be about you being economically productive, but it's you actually doing the things that are important to you. Yes. And back to what we're saying about kids is also now bring them up to be able to do things for themselves. As they grow up, they should be doing more and more for themselves, which is then off your plate. But like your husband, if you do have a supportive partner, please have these conversations and say, I've been doing this is too much. I think a lot of women may get surprised. It's just that they never said it, and everybody is actually assuming you're okay. And if not, you still have the right to put the structures that actually work for you.
I love that.
Oh yeah, also just one last one. Things don't have to be perfect all the time. Nobody died because there's no bread in the house for a day. Nobody will die.
Wanaweza tu kunywa chai.
Yeah, nobody dies. Nobody dies. This thing of things have to be perfect for everybody else.
Yes.
No, nobody will die. Yeah. Nobody will die.
I like that. Yeah. Waceke, you're also an author.
Yes.
And I have your books here with me. Making sense. Yes. Yeah. And I'll give you this one.
Yeah.
So you can just tell us a little bit more about it. Making sense. Real conversations about personal finance. Please tell us a bit more about your book.
Okay. So I wrote this book over 2 years. And the first draft was almost like a how-to book. Then I was like, actually, this is not real. And I think, Judy, you've heard from my story, a lot of my insights came because of conversations with people. And even centonomy has been about conversations with people. So making sense is, when I say real conversations about personal finance, it is real conversations. So I tell real stories of people with their money journey. So I don't go and pick somebody in America and paste their story here. I pick myself.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm the first character in the book. So you've heard a little bit about my story. Today you will get to hear more. I pick Douglas, I pick Dishon, I pick Faith. Because they are real Kenyans who are in the same environment we're in and their journey with money. So it takes you through their past, their belief systems about money, the aha moment, and things like Douglas, how he ended up making 10 million shillings and started from nowhere.
Yeah.
So we get out our minds that this is a lot. Faith talks about her journey with money and relationships. Dishon is young as well, and how he just started that journey of money young. So it just takes you, it's a quick read because it's a storybook.
Yeah.
It's a storybook about money. Yes.
So for anyone who's out there
Yeah.
and feels like, from everything Waceke has talked to us
Yeah.
about today,
Yeah.
I feel like I need to learn a bit more
Yes.
about how to manage my
Yes.
finances.
Yeah.
Maybe this would be a good place to
This is
start.
a very good place to start because you will relate. What I know a lot of people who have read it have said, you will relate to somebody there. Yeah. And there are other people as well who are shorter stories about them that I've also included.
Yeah.
You will relate to somebody and you're like, this is me. This is my situation.
Yeah.
Yes.
I can't wait to read
Yeah,
it.
so
I
please,
can't
so
wait to
please.
read it. I have heard about the book.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad I have a copy now.
Yeah.
Because this will be my weekend read.
Oh,
for sure.
good.
For
Good.
sure. For sure. So where do we buy the book?
So we're in a couple of bookshops, yeah. But first of all, you can get in touch with Centonomy directly,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
And I hope you can share the number on screen or
Yes,
something,
I'll do
yeah.
that, yes.
And you can actually order from us directly because
okay.
it will even be delivered and it will come at a better price than even the bookshops
Okay.
as well.
Okay.
But if you are around Textbook Center, it's there. Half Price Bookshops, it's actually there. Bookstop, it's there in Enyaya Center, and you can also buy it on Amazon as well.
Okay.
Yeah. If you are in Uganda, Aristoc Booklets is also where we stock the Making Sense book. Yeah. But,
Yes.
yeah.
And in any other part of the world, Amazon is there for you.
Yeah. Yes.
Awesome, fantastic. I am going to leave all that information in the description box.
Yeah.
So if you're looking to grab yourself Making Sense, end up with a description box. All the information is there. Waceke,
Yeah.
this has been a fantastic conversation. And I feel like this is just the beginning. I feel like there is so much more we could talk about when it comes to women and money.
Yes.
And how we need to keep shifting our mindset around how we've been raised to think about money. Because we need to do better for ourselves and for the as in the next generation.
Yeah.
The kids that you're raising.
I want to just tell you a story for all women. When I was starting Centonomy, it's not about having it right today. Because I think a lot of women think where I am is too late. It's too, let me just improve on some things. And then this thing that Waceke is talking about, I'll jump on the bandwagon, yeah? I started a business that teaches people about money when I was at the brokest period of my life, where that 300 bob was not there. How I would fuel my car, I didn't understand how I would actually do it. And I think a life-changing moment was, I think, a conversation with, clearly, I think it was God, yeah? Where me, I was like, God, if the situation is this bad, you just zap me into heaven. The examples in the Bible where you have zapped guys.
Yes.
Even me,
Just
can
do
I
that.
be on that WhatsApp group where
Yeah.
I'm being zapped, yeah? And clearly God didn't zap me, yeah? But I just kept... He almost, it's out of our voice, but an instinct telling me, you are mentally able. You are able. And once I got it in my head that I am mentally able, that my circumstances do not define me. I define me. Then the circumstances catch up.
Yeah.
The circumstances do not define me. That's when I get up.
Yes.
And I started going. That's when I really started having conversations with different people. That's when Centonomy, I was able to think about taking it to the next level, yeah? So for all women there, you are mentally able. Yeah? And you always have something. Everybody has something in their hand. even if it's not, if some of you, we have some money that you can start figuring out how to do better with.
Yeah.
Some of you have a gift that you can start using. You always have something you can do. You have non-financial assets. Those are still assets. Yeah, you can sing, you can paint, you're a creative,
Yes.
you're good at listening to people. Please investigate that, because sometimes that is where the real wealth is actually sitting.
Yeah.
And just ask yourself, like I said before, what's the next best step?
Yes.
That is it.
That's it.
That's the next best step.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And I hope that we can plan for another conversation.
Please, let's do. I've enjoyed this so much.
Me too. I feel like there's a lot we can talk about.
I think so. Yeah.
Yes, and I think you've given us the perfect outro to this conversation of ours.
Yeah.
Just think about your next best step today. Mahali umeka hivo, umeketi hivo. Just think about your next best step. And then you're more than capable.
Yeah.
Like we are all more than capable.
Yeah.
And the person who can define you and your life is yourself.
Yes.
Si mtu mwingine.
Yes.
It's not the society, it's not your partner, it's not your children, it's not your parents, it's you. So you define the kind of life that you want to live. Thank you so much, Waceke.
Thank you, Judy.
Thank you so much. Please remember to check the description box for on where you can get the book. And until next time, Waceke, asante sana.
Thank you so
Mungu
much,
akubariki.
Judy. It has been a lot of fun. Thank you so much.
This was so
We
good.
could have talked for even 10 hours.
I know,
We
I'm
could
like,
have been
guy,
here.
hatujamaliza 2 hours tukiongea.
By the way, we could have talked.
Yes.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for creating time to be with us
You're
today.
welcome. You're
We
welcome.
truly appreciate it.
Thank you.
And until next time, guys, it's kwaheri from us. Kwaheri.